football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, your main man, Teddy Atlas, was doing a lot of talking, as he tends to do, and he does it very well when it comes to the sport of boxing. But Teddy Atlas was talking about the heavyweight division recently, talking about Anthony Joshua, and I guess the potential for Anthony Joshua versus Joyce fight. Now, he said there is no potential for Anthony Joshua versus Joyce fight because he doesn't believe that the people that run Joshua's career would ever allow that to happen. Now, let's get into it and let's dissect from there. Teddy Atlas stated the following, and I quote, "There is no way on God's earth, no way that Joshua and his promoters are getting in they wouldn't get within a 10-foot pole of Joyce in that boxing ring. No way. I've been saying this about Joyce. He's a player in the division. The guy's got a chin of granite. He reminds me of a younger George Foreman. Although I got to be careful with that because he's 38 years old, but Joyce reminds me of George Foreman when he was in his first life before the comeback. Just a big guy, a ponderous puncher, a concussive puncher. Not a snappy puncher, just a blunting type of puncher that does damage. He's big. He's relentless. As I said, he's got a great heart, great chin so far. I've been calling for this guy to be in there instead of some of the other guys to get the shot." End quote. And I'm right there with Teddy Atlas. You know, I wasn't always high on Joyce like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I remember when he fought Brian Jennings and them kind of guys. I have my questions about Joyce, but time is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher, and Joyce, with time and experience, has proven himself, in my estimation, to be the best heavyweight right now in the world that doesn't have a title. So outside of Usyk and Fury, that is to me the best heavyweight. But I put him above Wilder. I put him above, Joshua, Hrgovic, anybody you want to name right now. Because of what he's done in the boxing ring. All those other guys got to come see him if they want to take that spot from him. But as far as Anthony Joshua fighting Joyce, because I guess they have some history with sparring in the past, because they were both part of, they were part of that, Great Britain amateur setup, with Joshua being a 2012 gold medalist and Joyce being a 2016 silver medalist. They obviously crossed paths at some point, had to work together. So is it a fight that I would like to see? Of course. Anthony Joshua, I think he's in need of a big win. I don't foresee him getting Tyson Fury or Usyk. I mean, he's not going to fight Usyk. He lost to him twice, but I'm saying I don't foresee him getting Tyson Fury in 2023. I don't think it's going to happen. Wilder, they talk about it. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off, but nothing's ever set in stone. So we know how that's been going for the last 5 years or so. I don't think that's going to happen. So after you get past them guys, the next best thing is Joyce, and I think Teddy Atlas hit the nail on the head. The guy is kind of like a George Foreman, and I've even said it myself. Like Joyce reminds me of he's a British George Foreman. I was saying you don't really understand how big Joyce is until you meet him in person. I mean, because we know he's wide like a juggernaut, like his name says, but he's very tall. I think he's 6'6", 6'7", very tall and equally wide. So his nickname is very appropriate. He's improved and tweaked some things as he's been under the watchful eye of Ismail Salas. He doesn't get hit as much as he used to. He's got a piston-like jab. He doesn't have that one punch like Deontay Wilder power, but he has that power that I think is actually worse. If you're in the boxing ring, anybody who's sparred or fought or anything, you know what I'm saying is true, and I'm speaking from experience. I would rather be in there with a guy who just has one punch knockout power than a guy who systematically breaks you down, because the guys that systematically break you down like a Joyce, them guys just beat the piss out of you. They'll beat the piss out of you, and you got to really go to deep, dark places just to make it through the rounds, So Anthony Joshua's a guy, we've seen him spit out his mouthpiece against Andy Ruiz. We've seen a smaller man like Usyk beat him up in the pocket. Are those really problems that he's really prepared to handle and deal with? I'm not so sure. And even if he was, will the people that run his career, would there be enough money in that fight to make that fight happen? Because let's be real. Like Anthony Joshua, we know we know he can fight. We know he can slug. We know he can box a little bit too. But we know that Anthony Joshua does tend to abandon his defensive responsibilities. So this leaves him very susceptible to get hit. And could he take those same left hooks that Joseph Parker was taking that sat him down? How long could he take those jabs before he winds up like Daniel Dubois, on his knees, asking for the fight to stop? It's just Anthony Joshua. That there's many ways to skin a cat, but that ain't one of them. I don't think Joe Joyce is one of them. I don't think Joe Joyce is what he needs at all in his career. Not now and not ever, because Joe Joyce has a granite chin. Maybe Anthony Joshua might try to knock him out, but if he doesn't get a knockout early and Joe Joyce gets in the 5th, 6th round and that jab is working and he's coming forward and he's throwing his 100-plus punches around. I mean, for crying out loud, I had the video here on the channel with the assistant coach from Salah's gym, who literally tracks how many punches this guy throws in training per round. He's throwing upwards of like 100 plus, 114, 110 punches per round in training, and he can do it in a fight if need be. So does Anthony Joshua want to deal with that combination of pressure, volume, heavy hands, power? It's a lot to deal with Joe Joyce that meets the eye, and I'm gonna go with Teddy Atlas on this one. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about a potential matchup between Anthony Joshua and the juggernaut Joe Joyce? I think it'd be a great fight for the UK. I think it'd be a great fight for the heavyweight division, but would it be a great fight for Anthony Joshua long term, so far as his health and career is concerned? I'm not so sure. I think anybody who fights Joe Joyce needs to be compensated well for it, because win, lose, or draw, you're going to get freaking hurt and hurt badly. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.